Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone, and thank you all for coming. Tonight is our last instructional talk night for the Fo Chi. You almost made it. Well, okay, don't be so excited. There you go. Okay, as usual, if you like, you can have some feedback about your experience. You can share with us your experiences, your comments, and your suggestions would be also very welcome. But if not, then we listen to Master YongHua's instructional talks. Go ahead, 6.
A Di Đà Phật, thưa thầy, con không có feedback nhưng mà con chúng muốn hỏi rằng là con có hai question.
The both of you. That's a fancy back. Yeah, go ahead, 6.
Cái Phổ Chi mà kỳ winter này nè thầy, bắt đầu ở đâu hả thưa thầy? Cái 5 tuần đầu.
Phổ Chi, let me see. We can talk about that. Phổ Chi this winter. Xian Ren really makes all those decisions. We just follow along. Xian Ren, what do you think? When does the Fo Chi begin this winter, and where is going to be?
Master, I think the first 5 weeks we will hold it at DTT Dharma Treasury Temple. So, and then the second half 5 weeks will be at WMT.
There you go.
And we will update the schedule on the website, so please stay tuned.
Okay, very good. Now you know. So this winter we'll be splitting between San Francisco and Los Angeles for the first time. So what we do is 1 week of Fo Chi and then 4 weeks of Chan Chi, and then at each location. Okay. And furthermore, for your information, we're also planning on doing, look at that, JMT has so many people. What happened? They heard that we're finishing or something? Oh, it's a weekend over there. It's a long weekend here for us as well in the United States. We used to go out and buy cars this weekend, but we don't anymore. No more cars left in the U.S. It's too expensive anyway. Costs a few $4,000, $3,000-$4,000 more this year, I heard. So we're thinking of selling all our used cars because you get a very good price right now. Anyway. We are, since I don't know if Master Z told them, but we're planning on doing a Wan Yin Chi in around October in Korea, Chu Mountain Temple, this year. So it will be the first Wan Yin Chi we do. Okay, and look how excited the Koreans are. Look at that, they're all laughing. Okay, and so we're thinking of doing that in October before it gets too cold over there. But I thought I'd make the announcements because you might want to join us. It's very nice in Korea. You enjoy the food, the culture, and the hospitality. Okay. So priorities will be given to the people who people who come from abroad to Korea to accommodate you. Okay. If you make the reservation early, we make sure that we have enough room for you. Okay? We should be able to handle most of you. But then if you could help us by making early reservations, then we can also make plans for the local people as well. Okay? But anyway, I highly recommend it. It's a fun place. Okay? And they have nice burgers. And pizza, which they eat with honey. And try to tell me that's how the Italians eat it. And so you have we take care of you there, and then we also have a location in Seoul as well, and so it should be fun. Okay, and so that's the plan in terms of real cultivation. Okay, all right. Wei Mountain, go ahead.
Master, I have two questions. So for the 4G, so there will be two 4G. One will be here at WMT and one will be at DTT.
Correct.
Then in October, will Master be here, residing here, or you will be residing in Korea? For the Guan Yin Chi.
October, I plan to go to Korea, just in case they need me there. Not because of pizza alone.
Well, so...
And does it answer your question?
We would hope Master would stay.
Stay here?
Yes.
I can't flip myself. In the future, I will need to do that, because in the future, I just don't see myself traveling a whole lot eventually. So we probably send our disciples to do qis everywhere, okay? And I will assist them via teleconferencing. We're going to keep on getting better and better at teleconferencing, hopefully. Each location, we invest a lot in equipment to make sure it happens, so that you can all participate. But eventually, in time, many of my disciples will be traveling, and then I will assist them. But for now, since we're short-handed, our people are so busy, so overwhelmed right now that I have to do these things. I've been told that our disciple has been working very hard, and they're very impressed by the dedication. So keep it up, and in the future, we will need to spread out more, and that's why the training is important right now for us. For me, it's training. For both lay people and left home people. That's what really interests me. Okay, leaving the manpower to take care of the next generation, third generation, people competent enough to carry on the work, unlike my teacher. I'm not happy with that. Okay. And also I'm concerned about continuing with the Chan training technique in our Weiyang lineage, and then also more important is the Pure Land. We need to make sure we help you go to the Pure Land. I don't know how it's going to happen in third generation yet. It's always a big concern for me. I can teach Chan, But Pure Land, I'm beginning to, I think I can figure it out eventually, but it's not for sure yet. The Pure Land, really, we only started to officially transmit Pure Land and train Pure Land the last couple of years, this year in particular, more loudly than before. So we still need a lot more time to figure things out, to be honest with you. Way Mountain.
Master, couple questions. So first request, what about Guanyin for Way Mountain, Master? I got a support, yay!
Eventually, yeah, we do Wan Yin more frequently. Okay, you just you don't realize it, but we really overwhelmed. We really swamped. It's so much work we need to do everywhere. Okay. Anything else?
Second question, what about the medicine Master Buddha that we were planning, repentance?
We plan to do that too, but it's on hold right now. And there are a few things that we're trying to do, but we really don't have time right now. Medicine Master Buddha repents, that's one. Hopefully we have some good people who are good Wainos, okay, who will be able to do that. But also competing against that is some more projects I have in mind as well. So it's probably will be pushed further back. And furthermore, there's also the Emperor Liang's repentance. I'd like to do that. I really like to do that for 1 week. And it would take us quite a while to get up to speed on that. Because the reason being that it sounds like we're just another temple that does ceremonies, but actually I'm setting new standards for ceremonies via our temples. I feel that, see, the way I train people are different from the other monks. I put emphasis on building your samadhi power first, okay, and all of you. I'm more interested in helping you develop your concentration power, and then eventually, once you have enough, you meet my standards, then you'll be asked to conduct ceremonies and teach and so forth. So the foundation is your samadhi power through the chan. Whether you plan to be have a good career, it's the same thing. I feel you need to build your samadhi power first. And I've seen a lot of our lay people, disciples, once they build the samadhi power, I look at them as really superior members of society. In a very, very low-key way, okay? They can shoulder a lot of burdens at work, at home, and I think they're good influences in the family, good influences at work. So that's what we're trying to do, okay? We're not going to make a lot of noises, but this is what we do. We train people so that in each and every one of you, in your own ways, you contribute to society, okay? In very important ways that people don't realize, okay? So that comes with building your samadhi power and then giving you your wisdom to help you become happier, become more fulfilled in your life. Whether you're a lay person or you're a left home person, that's my goal. Okay. All right. So hopefully, eventually, you find someone who can help you in third generation. Okay. because my generation has been a disappointment. The way my master did it. Did a lot of great things, but I'm not happy with my generation. It's also my generation. So I'm out to change that for your generation. Okay, anyone else? Yes. 6.
A Di Đà Phật, thưa thầy, em có nó hỏi mà con không biết trả lời như thế nào. Như bên ông bà mất rồi đó thầy, mà lâu rồi, thì khi mình làm cái vãng sinh đó thầy Black á, thì nếu mà họ có lucky mà họ vòng trở lại được làm người á, thì họ sẽ chết để mà được đi về với lại Đức Phật A Di Đà. Như vậy có fair cho cái family của họ không? Câu hỏi con như vậy con không biết trả lời như thế nào.
Master, I have a question, and my sister asked me, and then I don't know how to answer this. And then she asked about the rebirth black. So, like our grandparents, they passed away a long time ago, and then we requested rebirth black for them, and then like they get a new body, they become a human being, and then after that, they have to die to go to see Amitabha Buddha. Then does that fair to their family member?
Okay, that's a real good question. Anyone has any idea? Okay, let me explain to you. For the people who died and who didn't make it to the Pure Land beyond a 49-day period after the death, okay? Meaning they took on another body already. That's how it is. Wherever they are, whatever body they have, they're gonna, after 49 days, they're gonna have attained rebirth in another realm already. And assuming they're not in the Pure Land yet, most likely they will not be in the Pure Land. In particular, things is very clear to you that they're not in the Pure Land, especially from the way they die. They die in hospitals, they die in accidental deaths, they die in bad circumstances, they die in pain, they die when they're sick and so forth. You know they're going to fall, okay, in general. Okay, so that's why when I went to Korean temples, I reminded everyone that, hey, you have this very proud tradition in the Korean culture that for the Buddhist disciples and non-Buddhist disciples to go to the Buddhist temples and request the 49-day service, and that would help them tremendously, at least not to fall to the 3 lower realms, because it's just so easy to fall to the 3 lower realms. You don't realize how fragile your life is, your future is. It hangs by a thread. Every time that you die, most likely you lose this human body and you will fall through 3 lower realms. It's from the karmas that you create by greed, anger, stupidity, that you create offenses every day, your entire life. Think about it. The weight of those are just so heavy, okay, that it's very difficult to undo that. Okay, and so, but what about beyond the 49 days? Now you have a body already, okay, and so. What I did is I started 16 years ago. I started because people came to me and asked me for help. I said, what about, I know 49 days is a wonderful thing, I believe that, but what about the people who died before the 49 days? What can you do for them? I said, well, same principles, we're trying to help them, okay? Meaning that in order to go to the Pure Land, you must have enough blessings to go to the Pure Land. So we create a lot of blessings for them so that they have a chance to go to the Pure Land. Okay, so we did that. So I started observing what really happened all this time. So yes, you eventually these people eventually get enough blessings to go to the Pure Land. Okay. However, the question is fair. It says, what about the rest of the family, the rest of the people they're connected with? What happens to them? You don't realize that beyond the 49 days, it's very, very difficult for you to attain rebirth to the Pure Land. Okay? It's because the reason you're born, and after you get the body, is it's in order to repay your debts with that new body. So you're there because you need to pay your, whoever, your past creditors for your entire life. Okay? And so now, in order for you to go to Pure Land, a similar process, we need to make sure those are repaid. In addition to your having enough blessings to go to the Pure Land. So after you die, beyond the 49 days, your blessings, the blessings required for you to go to the Pure Land is far greater than were for you to try to do within the 49 days. Okay? It's limited. 49 days is much easier to help you get to the Pure Land because it's a limited number of problems you need to resolve. Whereas after you beyond the 49 days, we have then to generate blessings in order to repay your families and your friends and so forth as well. So that's why it takes quite a bit longer to resolve those debts, those issues. Okay, but is it fair? It's fair in a way that, karmically speaking, they're being repaid already. For example, they have get debt repayments in spiritual forms, in the form of blessings they would not otherwise get. To you, yes, it's like we just like another temple and so forth. But karmically speaking, actually, those are of greater values than what you third-party people realize. So, in general, the principle is that the way we do things is that you need to repay all your creditors. We don't run away from our debts. If we owe people, we pay them, and especially in such cases, we pay them more than we owe them. That's our style, so that they don't complain as much, and they end up owing us. Okay? So that's the way it is. But it's for me to know, and for you, if you believe that we're taking care of that, then fine. You don't know, it's okay too. We're not trying to convince you of anything. Okay. All right. Next question. 8.
Master, I heard that one of your disciples here today has an interesting experience with the Texas shooting victims.
Yes.
I wonder if this can be shared.
If they're willing to share, we would be glad to listen. They don't want to share, it's okay too. Some of them are shy, some of them are hungry. Some of them are on a fast thing, whatever, right now, so they're grouchy. Maybe we don't want to have them talk at all. Bad publicity for us. YouTube, go ahead, think about it. You like to share, it would help some people. You don't want to share, it's okay too. YouTube, go ahead.
From Venerable Shen An, Master, would it be possible to do a 3-day Chanqi in Korea besides the Guanyin Qi as well? We have over 70 people following various Chan classes. This does not include our JMT and JC regulars.
3 days of Chanqi, sure, why not? As long as we're there, we can do a short one. Sure. Anyone else? Yes. 6, 8, 8.
A Di Đà Phật. A Di Đà Phật thầy. Are you come back for the end of October for Fuji?
Yes, I'll be here.
Thank you thầy.
So that's why we try to do it in October, so that I can come back here. These Qis are very important for all of you. So that's why I'm personally there, so that I can train you. It doesn't look like I'm doing much, but I'm here to direct things and oversee things and resolve your questions until I have disciples who are competent enough to help me, to assist me in doing that. And then I then be able to travel less. Way Mountain.
Master, first, thank you, Venerable Xianshen, for reading the YouTube question for me on the first night of Chanqi. And thank you, Master, for helping me. After I asked the question, I was able to come to participate in the 4G, not fully, a little bit. And then I was trying to run away, obviously, every day, and every day trying to come back. And then, like the last 4G, I got car problem again, Master. Wednesday morning, woke up, I didn't realize how bad it was. So my car was dropped off, and I was stuck in the temple for like 24 hours. Nobody wanted to take me home. And then I went crazy. A lot of things happened during that 24 hours. So much. I'm sorry, Francis. I harassed Francis that same night. But, and then I went to pick up my car on Thursday. I ran out again in the morning. I found out a way to run out the temple, even without a car. So, and I picked up my car in the afternoon. Something happened. I felt really good when I got to the car shop. When I got into my car to drive, my body felt cleansed, felt light, felt good for the first time. And I, at that moment, understood, I think, that you said the benefit of participating in the 4G, even I didn't do it for 24 hours, with lots and lots of suffering, lots of drama. So thank you very much, Master. Thank you for your help. And then I have a related question.
Lots of suffering, excuse me? Doesn't sound
I have been
like
trying to
our
run
Qi.
away the whole day, Master, even the whole afternoon and during the whole ceremony, every single minute, second.
Okay.
I have a question.
Something is
though.
off. Usually people find it very pleasant.
So, another good thing, I improved my full lotus posture with this 4G. I think Jungnim Sunim helped a lot also, because now I can sit without pain. So thank you, Jungnim Sunim. And then still back to my question. This is a question very confusing for a lot of us. So what is the difference between the rebirth plaque for a deceased person for 49 days, and for people who are still alive, we request a rebirth plaque for ourselves, which, Master, you're so special. Your temple is the only one that allow us to request a rebirth plaque for while we are still alive. So what is the difference? Do they all, these three plaques, will gather to Pure Land eventually? Then is there a point for us to double to request a rebirth plaque and also to request 49 days for me, let's say.
Okay, and this is why we call it American Pure Land, because the Chinese don't do it. The way the Chinese did it, including the way my master taught us, my generation, I feel it's too Chinese. It's not comprehensive enough to take care of your needs, your rebirth needs. So that's why we started doing more for what I call American rebirth Dharma, Pure Land Dharma, because it really is American, it's not Asian at all. All the Asian temples, the way they do it is not good enough for me, if you will, including my master's temples. So first of all, let me explain you in general what we do. Well, that's different. Number one, 49-day Dharma is critical for us because this is the most opportune time for you, for us to help you go to the Pure Land. Okay, and that has some ramification because right now I'm able to do that so far, but in the future I don't know how that's going to be done. Okay, and because this is for us, the critical time is that 49 days is the best time, and we take it very, very seriously. We work hard until you get there. Okay, so it's not like the typical Asian temples. By tradition, they go to the temple. I remember my Vietnamese temples or Chinese temple, and you go there. And in my Vietnamese temple, Master's temple, Sunday morning from 10 to 12, they do rebirth ceremonies for 2 hours. Okay, once a week to help for the 49-day service. As you can imagine, it takes a lot of blessings to go to the Pure Land. It's not a casual thing. How can you simply work for 2 hours a week, 7 weeks, 7 times, and expect to be able to go to the Pure Land? To me, it's not reasonable. So since day one, I said, no, we're not going to do it once a week. We'll do it every day until we feel that you can make it. Then we can focus our attention on somewhere else, something else. And so that's why the way we do 49-day service actually is a lot more intensive than the Asian style, okay? Including my masters, including the cases where the temple said, okay, you give a bigger donation, then you can come to the temple every day and we recite with you for an hour. It's still not enough for me, okay? It's, to me, it's nonsense. This is the most opportune time for you to go to the best place possible for you. And you're so casual about it. The Asians are so casual about it. For me, as an American educated person, I find it annoying. The lack of understanding of the importance of the moment. And so we did the 49-day thing. So our 49 days actually are very intensive for us, to the point where typically in my master's temples, during the Qis here, we drop everything. We don't do anything except cultivate for ourselves. I said, if I did that for 4 weeks, I lose half of the time that I have to help someone go to the Pure Land already. So I can't do that. So for us, we do that all year round, whether Qi or not Qi. And this is what we do. We want to make sure that we take care of you during this critical time in your lives. So that's why right there, the 49-day is different for us already. Okay. And number two, furthermore, there's also there's an aspect where the Asians is great that culturally, many cultures, and they told the family members to go to the temple and ask for help at the temples during the 49-day service. That's a wonderful tradition. Okay. However, the Buddha teaches in the sutras, like the Earth Star Sutra, he says, when you do that, you only get the deceased get 1/7 of the blessings, and the person who's alive, the people, your family members who request such service, they get 6/7 of the blessings. And to me, again, it's shocking, because if that's the case, there is a missed opportunities again. Oh, look at that! We have more visitors from abroad. Hey, our friends since Lu Mountain Temple. Everyone, meet Bruno and meet Miguel. Okay, flew in from Portugal. Okay, welcome. All right. They must be tired. Okay, give them something to drink. Some refreshments. Okay, give them the Korean hospitality. Yes. Okay. So during the 49 days, the way the Asians do it is that after you die, your family members go to the temple and request for the service, and when you do that, you only have 7 weeks plus on top of it, everything the temple does during that time period. The deceased gets only 1/7 of the blessings generated. And to me, it's nonsense. I mean, why do you have to wait until after you die for you to hope that your family members will go to the temple and request help for you? Why don't you take care of it yourself? And it's amazing why the Chinese people, the Asian people, never thought of it before. I mean, that's why I used to call them sheeps. I still do call them sheeps. Okay? It's nonsense. If you don't take care of yourself, you're the best person who can take care of yourself. Okay? Why don't you? So that's why we switched to a pre-49 day where you request the help, you arrange to help yourself. Okay, so that when the time comes, your family, you make sure your family member contacts the people at the temple so that we take care of it for you, and it's much easier for you and much easier for us. And also, hopefully, you get higher rebirth rate because you have more blessings. Okay, rebirth to the Pure Land has 2 steps. Number 1, you must be able to make it to the Pure Land. Okay, and number 2, the Buddha also teaches it. He hopes that indirectly, this is why the Buddha's teaching is very subtle. Otherwise, it becomes like a commercial. He says, "I want you to get here, but also I want you to get here in a high grade as well." And so you need to get there. And so my second emphasis is once you get there, here in the Sao world, when I was growing up, when I was young, I said, I'm going to become a millionaire and billionaire and so forth. Back then it's just millionaire. Okay? Now it's trillionaire. Billionaire doesn't count anymore, doesn't matter anymore. But the point here is that success here, is measured in terms of wealth and how much you can accrue and so forth. Okay, success in the Pure Land is measured by your status. Okay, your rebirth grade. Okay, and so that's why the rebirth grade is directly associated with your blessings. How much blessings you have. Same like here. Here, your social status is primarily by the amount of wealth, amount of assets you have, just as well. Okay, and so if that's the case, you understand that's a big picture. Why aren't you accruing your blessings right now? What are you waiting for? Here in the Sao world, you need to come here and go get an education, work hard for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30, 40 years to make a fortune. By then you're sick, your body is sick, you're old, and you die. Okay? And you leave everything behind for your family members to fight each other and tear each other apart over the inheritance. Whereas you, in the Pure Land, all the blessings you generate to go to the Pure Land will affect your rebirth rate. And so that's why instead of waiting, like here in the Science world, to come here and build a fortune, why don't you start accruing a fortune, okay, right now, while you still have a chance? So that's one addition in our American Pure Land Dharma you have, okay? And also, furthermore, just one more aspect, there's a few more aspects, but I will bring up one more to tell you the kind of vision I have for the Pure Land, American Pure Land Dharma door, okay? So you're talking before you die, you should accrue blessings, okay? What about the people who don't know? And they, after the 49 day, what happens? You don't realize that when you go to the Pure Land, your cultivation, the progress there is a lot slower than here in the Science world. Okay, very slow. The progress you progress very, very, very slowly. So that's why I thought, what if we create blessings here in the Science world, because we create more blessings here in the Science world through our cultivation if we were in the Pure Land. The reason being that cultivation here in the Science world is so much more difficult than in the Pure Land. Pure Land, you don't have to worry about getting a job. You don't have to worry about cooking for yourself. You have to worry, especially the Koreans that love this, the Koreans will never have to clean their houses or their garages or their cars or their offices or their temples, ever. I go to Korea and they're constantly cleaning. They're cleaning freaks. They're scary. I stay in my room in a jewel conch, and people would invariably come and ask me, would you like me to go clean your room for you? I said, no, stay away from my room. I like it messy and dirty. Disgusting people. I don't clean my house for years, and you try to clean my room for every other day. God, that's too much. Okay, so in the Pure Land, you got it made. The best food there is in the world. Okay, Korean flavors, Vietnamese flavors, whatever you want on flavors. Okay, meat, vegetarian, vegan, you name it, you have it. Okay, best restaurants in the world for free, no reservations. Okay, no American Express, card membership required. You know American Express, they have such high annual rates, so that they buy all these exclusive events that regular people cannot get, so that as perks for their members. Anyway. So you have all these wonderful things, that you don't even have to lift a finger for that to happen to you, okay? Because of that, your cultivation progress is very, very, very slow, okay? For me, too slow. So I figure over here, it's much harder. Listen to spy number 2. She says she's being pulled away from cultivation constantly as soon as she came to Wei Mountain Temple. All kinds of obstructions. Okay, just a funny thing. I came back here to the U.S. just in time to start the summer cheese here in Dharma Treasury. Okay, I'm so glad because I beat the COVID-19 in Korea. Okay, we were there for 5 weeks. No problems. We tested, a few times, and no problem whatsoever. I made sure that's the case because I don't want to be embarrassed for because the last 2.5 years I've been proclaiming, I ain't afraid of COVID-19. What if I'm down with COVID-19 in Korea? Huh? What would people think? What would my own devoted disciples think? Anyway, so I beat the COVID-19 in Korea, right? I went back here, okay? And I said, wow, this is great. Finally I'm home. Now I can exercise again, okay? So I exercised, I did a deadlift for the first time in my life, and wrecked my back. So I couldn't, sit for very long for a few days. And then I said, well, I need to shave my head. So I shaved my head, okay? And because we're not quite ready here, usually in my place, I do my washing, I have my clothes, all the clothes I wanted. I only brought one pair of thermal bottom. Okay? I'm going to tell you the truth right now. And in my room is nothing, no blanket, no nothing. So I didn't realize it's my thermal bottom that's saving me at night. So after I shaved my head, in San Francisco, it's very windy, so the wind keeps on blowing in your head. So it's a lot colder than I'm normally used to. Plus at night, I have no thermal, so I got cold. So one night, I caught a minor cold immediately. So for 2 or 3 days, I have sinuses. And so I immediately ordered some thermals. And guess what? It says, next day delivery. I said, oh yeah, bye. And next day, guess what? Next morning, they said, oh, we've been delayed for 1 day. So now it's the next day. And then the next day came. 2 days later it came and said, oh, we've been delayed again. So it's going to be 3 more days. So the point here is that you have a lot of instructions here. Okay, for you to be able to cultivate, you don't realize how many blessings are required. It takes a lot of blessings, trust me, to overcome those obstructions. That's what spy number 2 is finding out. She thinks, I'm from the real temples over there. I come here, what's a big deal? To cultivate requires a lot of blessings. And so if you're able to cultivate, on the other hand, you're generating tremendous amount of blessings yourself. So by the way, the thermal bottoms came today, and guess what? No more sinuses. And it's the end of the Fo Chi. What can I say? So even your own master is also under attack as well. Huh? So here we generate a lot of blessings when we can cultivate. Okay, and that's why I figure, since we're generating a lot of blessings, we can send them to the Pure Land. Okay, so that's why the rebirth blessings continue for you. After the 49 days, we can also help tremendously your progress over in the Pure Land. So I feel our Pure Land Dharma here in the American Pure Land Dharma is so much more comprehensive than the Asian. That's why I make fun of Asian things. Why, I'm baffled, why the Vietnamese, the Chinese, Taiwanese, disciples never ask for it. Okay, or why the monks and nuns never propose that for their disciples. It's got to be because they don't understand what's going on in the Pure Land at all. Have you thought about it? So everyone here in Asia is so desperate just for rebirth of the Pure Land. They don't have the big picture at all. Okay, they don't understand the dynamics between South world and the Western Bliss Pure Land. Why there are 2 different worlds? Why are we teaching you all this? Why are we doing this? Okay, so that's why in general we are a lot more comprehensive than the Asians. So it deserves to be called American Pure Land. And what's surprising to me again is why the Asians don't ask about it. I would have asked about it if my teacher was there. If my master is still around, I would have asked him these questions already. No one asked. So I had to take care of these myself. YouTube, go ahead.
From Cordelia, Master, what if our family forget to ask the temple before the 49 days is up? Is there anything else we can do to help ourselves before we die, assuming we got the pre-49 day?
If you get a pre-49 day, we asking you to arrange for your family to notify us. It makes it easier, okay, for us. But if you forget, it's one of the conditions that we ask of you. Okay? Make sure it happens. It's easier for us. All right? Go ahead, 7.
Thank you, Master. I just want to say thank you for the space, for this beautiful Fochi. Thank you to the Sangha, to the lay people, because they are so tough. I was here meditating, reciting the Buddha's name, and there were moments that I just wanted to go outside, because it's really difficult. And they were like on lotus position, just being like really strong, and I was like, wow, it really inspired me, and I really want to say thank you to all of you for being here. Thank you, Master. Thank you to the disciples, and thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. All right. Wei Mountain.
Thank you, Master. This is really special for me to participate in the Fochi and be in San Francisco and LA, because it was my first time like going through the whole schedule. So what you said really stuck with me about it's different. I mean, you have to be here all day and not just show up at the Dharma at night. So it was good just to put the whole day into it and stay overnight, and also to follow the schedule too. So I just followed what everyone was doing, and I could tell I'm more connected to myself, and had I entered a lot of states, and they're just states, but it was some new experiences and different responses through cultivation and bowing and chanting and everything. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming. Actually, it's the first time that he's doing that. He's really participating in the event for a few days, and it made a difference. He improved a little bit. Don't you feel that you changed?
Yes, Master.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to you until now, and you improve. And so, and that's one of the nice things about these special cultivation schedules. That is, you come and follow the schedule and drop everything else. Try to drop everything else. It's very difficult, because just like spy number 2 experience, it tells you that you constantly are being pulled away, and your karmic obstructions will make you feel like quitting. And that's why the mere fact you're able to hang in there and follow the schedule is very, very difficult. A lot more difficult than you realize. And if you do that, good things happen. Okay, that's all there is to it. I was in my master's temples for 4 years, and no one explained that to me. So I was unhappy that we're not given the proper instructions, and therefore not using our time well, if you will. Whereas now, there's so many of you who have some good experiences that it's nice that you have a whole group of different people, many people at all different levels, low to high. That's why I liken this to the state of cultivation in the communities in the Pure Land. That's what actually happens in the Pure Land. Go ahead, Jewel Mountain Temple.
Thank you, Master. Hello, Master. 질문이 있는데, 복이 되게 중요한데, 마스터즈께서 자꾸 사찰에 있는 과일이랑 음식을 가져가라고 하고, 스케줄을 따라야 되는데, 아침 먹으라고 해가지고, 제가 요즘 좀 번뇌가 있는데, 복이 중요한데 왜 자꾸 복을 쓰게 만드는지, 그러니까 마스터즈를 뭐, 이렇게 하는 건 아닌데, 복이 중요한데 왜 자꾸 저한테 사찰의 음식을 가져가라고 하는지 그게 정말 궁금합니다. 제 복을 어떻게 지켜야 되는지 그게 조금 질문드립니다.
Master, I understand the blessing is important, but Master Ji always asks me to bring some fruit and food in the temple to home. And I want to follow the schedule, but he want me to eat breakfast. So I know that the blessing is important, but he makes me to use the blessing. So how can I keep my blessing?
Well, you have a lot of blessings. You should give some to Master Z.
마스터지가 저보다 훨씬 더 복이 많습니다. 있는 사람이 더하다고 진짜 저처럼 레벨 낮은 사람이 복을 가져가는 건 너무합니다.
Ji has a lot of blessing, more than me. So it's too much if he took my blessing.
Yes. When you're an abbot, it's never enough. This is when we ask you to make sacrifices. You should sacrifice your blessings to Master Z. Just think about it. Don't you want him to become enlightened? It takes a lot of blessings to become enlightened.
죄송한데 이거 마스터지 문제고 제 비즈니스가 아닙니다.
That's his problem, it's not my problem.
You feel that way about your husband too?
이번 생이 남편인 거지 사실 전에 어떨지 모르고 다음 생이 어떨지 모르니까 사실 내일은 아니고 그냥 있는 동안에 최선을 다할 뿐이에요.
He is my husband only in this lifetime. We don't know what happened next time. So I'm doing my best in this lifetime.
Okay, you're doing your best. That's very good. Do better. Cultivation, okay, is something you haven't figured out yet. You listen to Master YongHua, but you still haven't heard what he's trying to tell you. Tell us. I know you work hard and you took care of your husband and Master Z, okay? But what I'm telling you, you need to do more. That's what Master YongHua is saying. Work harder. Okay? It's not enough yet. For you, it's like you say, let me see, I'm going to give you so much today, and I've given you, and then I stop. That's enough. That's not the mindset of Mahayana, that's Hinayana. Do you understand? For you, everything is so measured. Your love, your husband is measured in this big, okay? And you're helping Master Z this because it's for so much and so forth. But beyond that, you're not willing willing to, you're not willing to give more. And that's Hinayana, okay? It's not Mahayana at all. You see, when I talk to her now, my sinuses come back.
굉장히 좋아하고 존경합니다.
I like him and I respect him a lot.
But that's the whole point. The whole point, I know you like him, you respect him a lot. Are we talking about husband and Master Z? Both? Okay, both. I'm helping her. I'm helping her. Okay, don't say anything. But your help, I'm sorry to tell you that you still don't get it. Your help is so measured. Before, a few months ago, you helped, you're not willing to help. Now you're willing to help, finally. But you say, I'm going to help because Master YongHua says so. But I will help so much so that I can tell Master YongHua I helped. And then I stop. No. I'm trying to teach you help and help more and help more and help more and stop complaining. Do you understand? You're too measured. When you love your husband, it's forever. It's infinite. Okay? For you, it's too measured. It's no fun. When you eat good food, you say, stop. I don't want to eat anymore. No, you want more and more, like a drink thing. One more drink, one more drink, one more soju, one more soju, one more soju. Right? And when you help your husband, it's just the exact opposite. See? You don't understand yet. You cannot be so measured. Okay? Let go. Help and help until you have nothing left. So take more food from the temple home and stop complaining. I will explain one more thing. Okay? When Master Z gave you some food to bring home, did he say it's for you or for your husband?
I don't know.
What do you think who it's for? Yes, you know. Say it. Who is it for?
I don't know.
Oh, son. How can I hurt you now? Oh, you poor thing. Master is so cruel. Someone help her out. What do you think it's for? Did you give it to your husband? Did you give any to your husband at all?
Yes, Master.
Oh, nice. You see, for her, it takes time to get to the point. One step at a time. Okay, so to cut it briefly, because I know people are getting impatient. Okay, when Master Z gives it to you, then you should take it. and you should not complain, because what happened is that in our world, when we ask you to do something, it's our blessings, not yours. When I ask you to do something, I pay for it. With money, with blessings. Okay? So if I ask you, for example, to go get me some stamps, okay? And you buy some stamps, and no, Master, I'm not going to take your money. And you know what's going to happen? I will never ask you to get some stamps for me again, ever. Because when I ask you, it's my blessings. You cannot steal my blessings from you, from me. Okay? So when Master Z gives you food to bring home, that's his blessings. It's not your blessing you're losing. You shouldn't be afraid of it. Okay? That mindset is true when you go to Hinayana temple. You go to Hinayana temple, they give you things, it's your blessing, especially Chinese temples. You take things from the temple, that's your blessings. In our temples, when we give it to you, it's our blessings, not yours. You have nothing to worry about, because the last thing we want to do is deplete your blessings. Is it better now? Okay. All right, next question. 8.
Hello, Master. I want to say thank you to Master and to all the Venerable because all of them work so hard during the 40. This is my third time be here, participate to the 40. 2 years ago, I went to Wei Mountain during the Chanqi. I fasting 5 days here. When I left the temple, I felt my body very light and fresh. I don't know why and how. While looking back, I mean,
this time you feel that way, or the last time?
The first time.
The first time.
After fasting 5 days.
Okay.
At Wei Mountain.
Okay. Did you hear that fasters?
Oh, sorry, pardon.
No. Some people who are fasting and are complaining. I don't like it.
Yeah, and now when I looking back, I remember when I was here, I think I like respect to a lot of things. Something like kneel on ground, bowing and recite. All of things is too odd to me at that time. So last year I went to Lu Mountain to do the 40. When I got there, I asked a Venerable, what should I do? And she told me, just follow the schedule. Don't think too much. And after the whole week, I don't know what happened, but I know I'm changed. It's like all the sensors in my body have been upgraded. I can feel I have different feeling about all the things, about the temple, about the bowing, about recite.
You know what we call that in Buddhism? On-air upgrade. You know, the Teslas, and you're a Tesla owner.
Yeah.
You know how they update the software by air, by internet. So you've been upgraded.
Yeah. I didn't know what happened, but I know I changed. So thank you, Master, and that's why I'm so eager to come here this 40. But I didn't have enough blessing to take whole week. yeah, I need to cultivate more, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not just that, you have to accord with conditions. Sometimes you have the blessings, but it's not time to use them yet. The conditions are not there to use it yet. So you have to be patient. Okay?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so after 2 years, I can't see, I still feel I did a lot of things I don't understand, but it's okay. I'm still stupid, but I'm very happy. Now I'm special. I'm special stupid. I'm happy about that. Thank you, Master.
Okay. All right, anyone else? Yes, 5.
Thank you, Master. This is an acknowledgement on behalf of more than 24 of us. So everybody here have heard the Texas tragic school shooting, 21 victims, and the kids and the teachers died. And so we are extremely grateful you kindly agreed to help them. And that means so much to us. And the fact is, if you read the news, you watch the clips on internet, and they always say rest in peace. And from the Buddhist teaching, we know none of these victims actually rest in peace. They are in grave danger and horrible conditions now. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Yes, when you look at the way people die in general, this tragic death of these poor children and their teachers in Texas, I'm also hurt that some of the teachers threw their body and used the body to shield the children, to protect the children, okay? And as a result, one of them died or something. So it's very tragic, it's a very sad thing that happens here in Texas. It's nonsense. And because of this tragic death, these people are in trouble. And for you to have the compassion, to feel the pain, understand the pain, and try to do something, it's a good thing. And I'm sure it's greatly appreciated. A lot more than you realize. That's what I mean by little things we do in our communities. People don't know about it. This is the nature of our cultivation. We do good things. Whether people are aware of it or not, it doesn't matter to us. It's the right thing, it's a good thing we do. We gladly do it. Okay? YouTube, go ahead.
Master, this is from Vincent. Sacrificing your blessings brings more blessings for the whole then?
Yes, when you make sacrifices, then you get back a lot more than what you're sacrificing. Okay, so depending on a lot of factors, if, for example, you give $1 to a homeless person for him to eat or to take care of himself, you get a lot more than $1 back in terms of blessings. So in the 42 section sutra, you can consult it if you like. So the Buddha says, when you make donations, when you give to different kinds of people, and there's a multiplier that goes back to you. So for example, he says, when you give to a person who holds the 5 precepts, It's like worth, I don't know, I forgot the number. Anyone remembers that section? Where it's a multiplier like 50 times, okay, or 100 times. And then if a person who, and you give to a person who is a first stage arhat, which is equivalent to giving to, I don't know, 1,000 people who hold the 5 precepts and so forth. So as you give to the people at higher and higher levels, your blessings are multiplied accordingly. So in other words, you finally, like you give $1 to, you give for, make a gift, you give to a Pratyeka Buddha. It's like giving to 10 billion arhats. Okay, so the multiplier is incredible as you give, and you to the people as they have higher samadhi levels. So the multiplier is very important. When you give, and you experience a loss for the things you give, of course. Okay, it's your giving expenses, your gift expenses. However, you're getting back from this multiplier. Okay, a tremendous, huge multiplier, depending on who you give to. Okay, so you give to finally the top one. You give to someone who's free from thoughts. It's like boundless blessings for you. So that's why that's our knowledge in terms of practicing giving. So that's how the Buddhas get richer and get more blessed. Anything else? Yes, in the back.
Thank you, Master. I really appreciated earlier you bringing up how important food is in the Pure Land. And I wanted to thank you again for providing me with the best burger I've ever had. Venerable Shentong and Francis made a Beyond Burger at Way Mountain Temple that is beyond delicious, and it has converted me. So I've stayed abreast of the of the safe burger types, and I've learned about a bioreactive meat. And it's meat that's taken from a biopsy from an animal and then grown from the cells of that animal. And so I have 2 questions. Is number 1, would bioreactive meat be something that Venerable Shentong could cook with?
As long that it has animal cells, it's not considered vegetarian for us. Okay, so I would not eat those. Okay, but I don't need to know. If I don't know, excuse me. Okay, just in case. Sometimes people make mistakes. Okay, but in principle, we don't want animal cells. We prefer not to have animal cells. I heard there's a trend nowadays. People grow meat from in the labs. And they grow steaks, believe it or not, in labs. Oh yeah, almost the same as a real deal.
Thank you, Master. I'll be sure to keep those meats in Vegas.
Right. Okay. Leave it in Vegas.
So then my second question is for the animal who the biopsy is taken from. Is that animal saving millions and millions of lives of other animals who are no longer going to the slaughter?
I don't know. Okay, I don't think the animal is willingly giving it up, its meat. So if you have no volition, then you get you don't directly benefit from from the event.
Thank you, Master. I'll come back when I have a new question, and I'll keep your Beyond Burger at the top of my list.
Thank you for coming. All right, yes, 3.
Thank you, Master. Today I feel a little bit better, brain a little bit clear, can talk. Okay, first of all,
Not as grumpy, I can see that.
I know. I just want to talk about this. I'm gonna want to thank you for everybody do this first year for us. From the day one, Apple pick us from the airport. We came here, I just instantly complained about the cold. Even though everybody...
It's colder than Toronto? You
oh
kidding?
my God, much colder. We are like 30 degrees over there. But here we have like a winter jacket.
Oh, 30 degrees Celsius.
Yeah,
30 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, even though anybody warned me, okay, bring all of the winter things, right? I bring some, but still not enough. I didn't expect.
Oh no, we didn't tell you. And the rule in San Francisco is layering. In San Jose, which is 40 minutes away from here, 30 miles away from here, it's like 90 degrees.
Yeah.
With here, like 60s.
Yeah.
So
even though
the rule of thumb, and then we should tell the people, especially our 2 visitors here from Portugal, you have to layer. Okay, you always carry layers so that when it's cold, you add one more layer and then one more layer. That's how it works here.
Yeah.
You have to layer.
Yeah, but I just I know they said it's cold, but I just didn't expect this so much cold, right? And even we live in a basement.
No, it's not just the cold. It's also the draft. It's very windy here.
Yeah. And then I complained about the cold, and then second I complained about I have to get up early, 4 o'clock in the morning. So my God, why we get up so early, right?
Yeah.
And then why Master doesn't give us like 1 more hour sleep, and then I have energy to recite, right?
Yeah, I'm told Canadians whine, but
whining too much, right? And then, but for the first couple of days, I get up, whatever, right? And then I said, oh my God, I want to escape, right? Escape morning, you know. And then until Tuesday, Venerable Xianxin with like a whole group, the meditation class, and then I still complain about it. And then what Venerable Xianxin said, oh, this is a sort of a kind of a depression, because that's a complaint, right? Constantly. Yeah. So I just realized, oh my God! In my whole life until now, I constantly complaining, and it comes from depression, right? So I just learned about this. This is one thing.
So the trip is worth it already.
Yeah, that's right. Right. And then I will thank everybody, all the venerables, right? They work so hard reciting with us whole day long. Right, I just feel like, I don't know, a little bit sorry. Oh my God, this works so hard. Right, and then I start to, the other is a Venerable Xian Tong, allow us mess up with her kitchen, you know, cook for everybody.
Wow. She allowed you into her kitchen.
I know, I'm just surprised, right? Because this is how to thank Jane, so pushy all the time. Right?
Pushy?
Yeah,
pushy Jane.
And then she just, that day just came to the home. Oh, I'm going to cook tomorrow, Wednesday. I said, what? Oh, okay, whatever. I said, what are you going to cook? And she said, I'm going to cook a soup. I'm going to cook with this and that. Okay, I said. And then she asked me, because the Kim already asleep, and how about your like pan-fried dumpling, whatever? I said, I'm not sure. It's so many people, we couldn't, it's a lot of steps, right? So cook it. It's take a lot of time. I said, I don't know. Yeah, and the second day when Kim wake up, we said, we're going to cook it. Kim said, yeah, it's okay, here we go. And Kim said, how about we can escape the class? I said, yeah. I said, okay, I will do it. So that day we didn't attend the, oral recession, whatever. But we are cooking for everybody. That's good. And then during this oral
good
thing,
lunch. Thank you for the lunch. We enjoy the lunch, didn't we? Good job.
I'm glad. We are glad everybody liked
I never had dumpling that big and that flat before.
Yeah. That's come from northeast in China, right? That's
really?
That's our food.
I got Taiwanese dumpling and Chinese dumpling, but never that flat and that big.
Yeah, we have like a regular
it's tasty
dumpling.
though. It's very good.
In your mind, but we have so many different varieties, right? Food.
Wow, cool. Good skin. The skin is very, very good.
Yeah, it's good. I'm gonna thank
hungry
you
now.
for like other. Yeah, like a new. She's really so nice person, and she's so generous.
Are we having a party tonight? Having a party.
When I broke the glass, the cup in the kitchen, and then she just came right away to help me. I feel like so embarrassed. And I even.
She didn't try to kill you?
No, New helped me, but in the kitchen the other day, I just suddenly dumped the spice in the
So Xiantong didn't know that you broke something?
Yeah, and then New just came home.
Lucky you.
Before Venerable Xiantong, saw it, and we just cleaned up. I said, yeah. I just want to thank her. She's so considerate, right? She's just so.
Which one, Xiantong or New? New.
She, because she helped me to clean up all the mess right before Venerable Xiantong saw it, And then yesterday, when I first day fasting, I was just so miserable.
No. Usually it's a pleasant experience
I
for
know.
most of us.
And then yesterday afternoon, I was I even don't want to come here to do the evening ceremony. And I was crying. And then Emily said, I said, this is remind me of my mom, right? So I said,
So did
come.
Emily cuff you and pull you to?
Yeah. She said, you should come, right? Help your mom too, right? I said, okay.
I asked you to bring your cuffs this time. Did you bring any cuffs? You forgot. Oh God. Your mind on cultivation only.
And then Emily is very dedicated for the cultivating, right? She never misses anything. This is so inspiring for me. But even though
for us too, I mean.
I know, I still escaped the class anyway, right? And I came here yesterday. I think Emily told Vicky and Heidi, right? I was impressed, and then Vicky suddenly just, come over here, say hi to me, give me your hand. I'm gonna touch it. Oh, it's so warm, right? I just said that. Everybody here is so nice, right? I think this is thanks for the master taught everybody the Mahayana, right? So this is gave.
We're Maya.
At least
no Hinayana stuff.
No Hinayana, right?
Like in Korea.
Yeah. So I feel like everybody contribute for their everything. There's no complaints but me, right? So.
Well, you don't realize it, but I think what you're seeing is that they realize that it's so much fun to watch you suffer.
Yeah, I realize that.
That's entertaining for us.
Yeah, because I always pity myself. Why?
Don't quit yet.
No. I said, why I have to, get up so early and it's so cold, right? I stay home, can sleep like 8, 9, 10 hours, right? Here I sleep like 3-4 hours. Yeah, so keep complaining, right? But right now I just realized this is a sort of a cultivation, right? And
No. No one told you?
Told me, but I still
they
complain.
didn't tell you, wait. Ray doesn't get up at 3. His alarm goes off at 4 o'clock in the morning and goes on for half an hour.
Yeah.
So I was sitting in my room, so, there's a noise somewhere. It went on for half an hour. So it was dark, so it was 4 in the morning, so I was going like this. I think I ran into him and said, oh. So not everyone followed the schedule. That's the truth. When you experience enough, you get away with things like that.
So,
people rarely follow the schedule.
Yeah. But I think everybody try, right? Everybody have to take time to realize the problem we have. And then we realize, okay, this is a problem. And then where's it come from? And then, okay, so I can, get rid of this problem. And then, eventually make me like happy, right? Instead of miserable all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the wisdom from Master Shenhua. 忍骨了骨. If you want to end suffering, you have to endure suffering. That's the only way. By the way, that's a Chinese wisdom. It's beautiful.
Yeah. But I know this what he said, but never realize it. You know what I mean. So the difficult things for me is
the Chinese nowadays talk about it. They don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
We Americans do it. I tell you a funny thing. You Chinese should be ashamed of. I went to Korea, and I did a 4G for the Koreans for the first time. They all followed the schedule, all of them, except for a few.
Because I came to North America, learn it, skip, not like in China anymore. But before, I think in China, like Korea, right, we always follow because the teacher tell you what to do, you gotta do it, right? Strict.
Right.
But here we just, getting lazy.
You're soft. Canadians are soft. Americans are much harder, much tougher.
Okay. But anyway, so I recognize lots of things this time, right? At least, for my depression. And then I think I know it. I can do it better, right?
Yes.
So, yeah.
The way, and then she brought up a very good point. Okay, first of all, cultivation is suffering. Okay. The more you suffer, the more you get out of it, of cultivation. So the reason that, this is what happened, I observed for the last 16 years I've been teaching. You improve because you are willing to endure suffering. That's the number one rule that Master Shenhua said. Okay? 忍骨了骨. You endure the suffering, then you end the suffering. Ending suffering means improve. When you improve to the next level, you end a lot of sufferings at a lower level. Okay, and I don't know why the Chinese never explain it to their own people, but this is so important. That the only way for you to end suffering is to endure suffering. There's no other way. No one can do it for you. You have to endure it. So in particular, the people who have depression, who have mental issues, especially depression. Let's talk about depression right now because a lot of people have depression in the world. Much worse than a pandemic. Much, much worse. Pandemic, they're dealing with it right now. But depression, no one knows what to do. except for the heavy-duty cases where they drug you up or locked you up. That's it. Okay, that's necessary. But once you're beyond those dangerous phases, which the therapists and the medical professionals are helpful, are successful in helping you deal with temporarily, you're back to a normal life, okay? And so you can engage in society. No one really knows how to deal with it. And the only way I know how to deal with it myself is through meditation, okay? And because I give you the principle behind it, and I've been pissing off these depression ghosts since have been for a long time now, okay? And but then I have a lot of enemies. What else is new? The way they do it is they plant thoughts in you. That's how they attack you. Thoughts of quitting, thoughts of unhappiness. So in the morning, for example, you depressed people, the moment you woke up, you feel refreshed, yes? How long it took you before you felt bad? You, personally? Minutes.
Depends, right? So when I get up, if I don't have enough sleep, I depress right away, I think.
Yes.
Right? I don't want to get up, right? I just want
Right.
to quit. Yeah, actually, until today, whatever, I just, every single time, I just don't want to come here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just want to sleep more. I
Right.
want to,
You don't want to get out of bed.
No.
That's
Yeah.
a symptom of depression right
Yeah.
there. It's typical
Yeah.
for depressed people not to want to get out of bed, not to want to engage, want to isolate themselves. Okay, and so they plant these thoughts of isolation, of running away of quitting, okay, in your head. And you follow your own thought. You think it's your own, but actually it's not. Okay, and so the only way we deal with it is the most effective way is not through drugs. It's not through therapy. Okay, the therapist talk to you and talk, but it's not going to help because they keep on changing. Okay. They keep on changing how they influence you. So in our world, the way we very successfully deal with them, many of us, most of us, all of us, here, all these sanghas, all these people, is by recognizing those thoughts. And through Chan meditation, we simply develop the skills to easily ignore those thoughts. That's all it takes. Problem is that you don't have enough samadhi power to resist those thoughts, number one. So you need to develop power, okay? Samadhi power, that's important. Okay, you cannot ignore that. You cannot say, ignore it. You can't. There's some thoughts that are so overwhelming that you cannot ignore it. Meaning they are stronger than you. So you need to become stronger mentally. That's called samadhi power, by the way. So far, so good. So you need to develop that mental strength. And then once you have the mental strength, at each level, they attack you differently. So we teach you how to recognize the attacks. That's how you neutralize them. Eventually, it won't be long before you have a normal life. You don't need Prozac, you don't need medication, you don't need, therapies and all that, so forth. Okay, it's very doable. It's just that people don't have enough blessings to believe in this and to be willing to work hard. And so, you see, as you go through this process, like a Fochi here in Chanchi, you get up early and you lack sleep, you lack rest and so forth. That's a form of suffering, and that's because of that suffering you are more likely to improve, and that will enable you to be taught how to better handle your mental issues, your depression in particular. Okay, you're welcome. Hang in there. It's okay. One step at a time, one day at a time. We'll get better and better and better. Okay? Because it's not you. Many people went through what you're going through right now. Okay? Yes, in the back.
Thank you, Master. First of all, thank you for turning off Ray's alarm. That was really loud and went on for a long time.
Oh, you were there too? See, what did I tell you? Most of them don't follow the schedule. We know which ones.
I'm self-identifying because it inspired me the next morning to go to the 4 a.m. session, and multiple people looked at me and said, "You get up this early?" And it was the first time I'd ever attended a 4 a.m. session.
Mm-hmm. Americans are soft, just like Canadians.
You know, being perceived as a fat and lazy American makes it easier for me to exceed expectations. So, at least one out of the two. So, I wanted to share that going to the 4 a.m. session really emboldened my perspective of the Sangha and disciples who have the commitment and endurance to do this day in and day out. I've been just absolutely humbled seeing the effort put forth by people. You know, I did the 4 a.m. ceremony. It lasted about, I think, nearly 2 hours. It was like an hour and 45. And I've been building up to being able to do that, honestly, for the last 8 years. I know when I first started coming to temple, I never would have been able to do it. And I feel like it's helped me, these few days I've been able to spend here, it's helped me become more efficient with my bowing. My body's kind of found a good way to get up and down efficiently around some obstructions. And the chanting specifically, well, Chuan was sharing with me that he feels really good when he's chanting, and I was like, what? Really good? I couldn't understand that. And this Fo Chi is, I think, the first Fo Chi I've actively participated in the chanting, and I found myself enjoying sharing my voice with the assembly. And
the sound is pretty good, actually. Much better in Wei Mountain Temple, don't you think? You all sound much better here. Yeah.
Yes, the acoustics of this temple are fantastic.
Yeah, they're very good.
Especially when you're here in person to experience it.
Yes, better than Lu Mountain Temple, better than Jewel Mountain, better than Wei Mountain, for sure. So it's nice.
And there was a moment during the morning ceremony, and I know it gets, the weather conditions here are different, and this for people who haven't been to Dharma Treasury yet, it gets really warm in the Buddha Hall, but then in other rooms it will immediately drop off in temperature.
Like by 20 degrees so Fahrenheit or so.
And I run hot, so I made sure to wear a short sleeve shirt after I learned that. But I looked up at one point, and Great Master YongHua's picture had fogged up, but it looked like he was like kind of blowing smoke into the assembly, the way it fogged up. And I really felt his presence with us. And I just wanted to say thank you to all the disciples and the Sangha and to you, Master, for offering me the opportunity to experience that. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. What you don't realize is that my disciples, the people before you, they somehow managed to have enough blessings to participate, and they enjoy it. Really. Once you go past the first initial shock of the suffering and the nonsense we're putting you through. The schedule is difficult, but if it's your blessings that will help prevent you from running away, okay, and things that happen will keep you around long enough for you to experience it, and you endure the suffering long enough, you feel very good. And that's what all these people experience. That's what brought them back constantly. Okay, they feel better because basically improved. And once you have that, the professional, like the monks and nuns, they've been through so many of those themselves that they discovered that, and they see how it's helpful to all of you. And that's what really motivates us to keep on doing this. Okay, so it's natural for us because it helps nurture their compassion and the kindness and compassion. Because they know they used to suffer like you as well, so they look at you and say, "Oh, I used to be like her, like him," and so forth. So they can identify with your struggles and your sufferings, your difficulties, and that's why they are today. Okay, Way Mountain Temple.
Wow, after a lot of suffering. Master, regarding the giving and how many multiply you get based on different kinds of giving, who do you give to? I don't know, I have been suffering a lot because I had that knowledge after I knew about that. Because then every time it's like, I saw a homeless person, so do I give him $5 or do I take him to Way Mountain Temple?
Give him the $5.
But then, what about my multiplier blessing, Master?
I'll give you those blessings. Just go and tell me. Just tell me, don't worry about it.
What do you like? It's like,
Did
what
you
do you
hear
tell other people?
a homeless person shot up Grace Church? Way Mountain Temple used to be called Grace Church too, I think. I read somewhere in San Jose, there's a Grace Church in San Jose that have a homeless person's shelter. So there's two different groups. The church, which is not doing too well, so they rent out some space to help take care of the homeless people. They pay the church like $1,500. They carry some insurance, $500,000, $5 million insurance, so forth. But this guy, homeless person here, has a violent history. So he came in there and shot up, killed a few people in San Jose. And Way Mountain Temple, spy number 2, is also the Grace Church. It was also called Grace Church, so it's very bad news. I was scared, okay? So give the $5.
I don't know. So are you trying to punish me, Master? You told me to give him money, and you told me that the homeless person went to shoot at the church. So.
Yeah, so that we avoid that kind of tragedy at the Grace Church.
And then another also giving question, because you once said, if you don't tell the person to give, wait until the person does it himself, then they'll get way more blessing. So therefore, one day it happened, Daniel went to church, and I was holding on not to remind him to give donation, because you said it's better that he does it himself. And sure enough, he went to church, and that church really needed donation, and he enjoyed the Mass, and he forgot and didn't give any donation, Master.
And
So
I'm supposed to feel sorry for the church? Wait a minute, what is your point?
So the church has suffered with no donation. So was it better for me to remind him, and then he give donation to the church?
Your question is difficult to answer. I have a lot of compassion for churches, but somehow I feel most churches are richer than I am, so it's kind of hard for me to feel sorry. Okay? It's a different world. Okay, I wish them well. Okay, talk to Chung Yin Sunim about it. Okay, anyone else? That's it? Okay. Yes, Wei Mountain.
Master, if you make an offering,
So, Master, you say that if you make offering to a Prajika Buddha, it's like you make offering to a billion of Arhat. So, what about making offering to you, Master? How much does it multiply?
I hope it's a lot more. I believe it's a lot more, but I have no way of proving it to you. There's still a donation box right behind you. You wouldn't believe the kind of how much donation boxes cost nowadays. It's just incredible, incredibly expensive. Anyone else? Okay, then we stop here tonight. We're going to do our great transference. Your last chance to do the great transference for the Fo Chi. All right, thank you, everyone.